Hello everyone, this is Brett and thanks for tuning in. Today is going to be part 2 of a video that I posted 2 weeks ago where I talked about 10 of the best post-punk alternative rock era instrumentals. So thank you for everyone that watched that one and left comments with some suggestions. So today's just going to be 10 more. They'll be unranked. And I will be adding to that existing YouTube playlist. So if you already listened to the first 10, I'm going to tack these 10 on there. And it's a great playlist to kind of zone out to when you don't have lyrics or vocals to balance in there. So just as a reminder, these are going to be like prog rock instrumentals, not like Guitar Hero shredder stuff. These are from artists who just typically aren't really known for doing instrumental music. And these ones are going to be not little musical segues that last 30 seconds or whatever. These are fully formed pieces of music, and for the most part they're all over 3 minutes. There's a couple exceptions, but even with those exceptions they're fully formed songs here. So hope you guys enjoy this one, and feel free to leave some comments with some of your favorites, and if you missed part 1, that will be linked in the description. Kicking things off, I see this album cover and it's just immediately from Shelly Orphan's second album, Century Flower. Now you guys have heard me talk about this band many times and I will keep talking about them. This came out back in 1989. It's one of my all-time favorite albums. And the track I'm going to highlight is Amanita Muscaria. And how do I describe that? It's lush strings, woodwinds, acoustic guitar, piano. I mean, any song from this album, it's just like, it's one of those rare albums where now we're like, pushing 35 years since this came out, and it immediately takes me back to like being like, I don't know, 17 years old. Just it's perfection. Shelleyan Orphan, Amanita Muscaria. All right, oops. In at number 2, another artist I've discussed many times, from Marlow, England. This is Blind Mr. Jones. The opening track, Sisters, from their debut album Stereo Musicale, which came out back in 1992. A very short-lived band. They only released 2 albums, this and then Tatooine came out 2 years later. In my opinion, absolute top tier stuff from the shoegaze movement. One of my probably top 3 favorite bands of that era. Just besides being great songwriters, they were unique in their instrumentation because they featured a flute, and I've often referred to them as like Baroque shoegaze. So the instrumental Sisters, opening track, it totally wonderfully sets the scene of what's to come. Lots of dynamics. You get some little Pieter Hooky-esque bass lines going on in the background. Stereo Musicale, the debut album from Blind Mr. Jones, and the track to check out is Sisters. All right, how can we not talk about great instrumentals without talking about David Bowie? So this is the Low album from 1977, obviously an iconic album cover. A New Career in a New Town is the song I'm going to talk about. Not only is it my favorite track from the Low album, but it's top tier David Bowie for me just overall. And as you guys have been watching my channel for years, I'm a huge David Bowie fan. And although the second side of Low is really known and kind of highlighted for the instrumental pieces, and gets really praised, and rightfully so, the side 1 closer, A New Career in a New Town, is just perfection for me. I think it bridges perfectly the side 1's kind of upbeat, funky pop to the synth-dominated second side, and that harmonic in there that Bowie plays is just goosebumps. A New Career in a New Town from David Bowie. In at number 4, my friends Frank and Greg and I, a few months back, we did a whole feature on the Scottish band Cocteau Twins, where we ranked the albums as well as our favorite non-album tracks. So the instrumental I want to talk about from the Cocteau Twins is Rococo, which was one of the 2 songs included on the 12-inch EP of the IKEA Guinea single. Released back in 1985. There's a lot of things from 1985 on this list, by the way. An outstanding track. It starts off really just minimal ambient, and then it just totally kicks in, thrilling, energetic, and it feels more in line with the Cocteau Twins song In Our Angelhood from 1983's Head Over Heels. But overall, it's an atypical sounding Cocteau Twins. Sometimes when it's on, I forget that it's actually the Cocteau Twins. It really makes me think of Joy Division, the song Something Must Break that was included on that Still compilation. But an excellent song, Rococo, from the Cocteau Twins. Also from 1985, one of 3 instrumentals that the Smiths released, and I know several of you in the comments to my last video mentioned this song. It was on my list, and I was just waiting to get to it. Originally released as the B-side to How Soon Is Now. The track is Oscillate Wildly. It was included on the comps Louder Than Bombs and The World Won't Listen. The other 2 Smiths instrumentals, if you're unfamiliar, are kind of lesser known tracks, The Dre's Train and Money Changes Everything, some later era stuff. From what I've read, the piece was never intended to be a vocal track, so it was always going to be an instrumental. You have that bouncy piano line, Andy Rourke's like fluid, slinky bass in there, and then there's this 16th note tambourine shakes in there. It's just a beautiful track. Oscillate Wildly from the Smiths. All right, number 6, another one that I was just waiting to get to that several of you guys mentioned in the comments, and that is also from 1985, from New Order's Low Life album, their third. The track is Elegia. Originally a 17.5-minute instrumental, which got edited down to the version that we know from the album, which is just under 5 minutes. If you're looking for the 17+ minute version, there's been deluxe editions that have come out in recent years of the Low Life album, and you can hear it in its full glory there. But it was used also to dramatic effect in the 1986 John Hughes movie Pretty in Pink. So, New Order with Elegia. All right, number 7, another one I've talked about extensively. From the Pieter Nooten Michael Brook album, Sleeps with the Fishes, the opening track, Several Times One. Pieter Nooten of Clan of Zymox, with guitarist, multi-instrumentalist Michael Brook. Highly recommend this one for your collection. And hopefully someone from 4AD is listening, and because this needs a reissue. It needs to get back in production, vinyl, CD, digital, whatever. Bonus tracks digitally. It's a perfect late night headphone album. That little melody that enters towards the end, so nice. It sounds like a heavily affected maybe harpsichord or a hammered dulcimer. Anyways, have a listen to it. Add it to your collection. The track is Several Times One from Pieter Nooten and Michael Brook's Sleeps with the Fishes album. All right, number 8. The opening track from the Scottish group The Associates from their second album, Sulk, which came out back in 1982. If you're unfamiliar with The Associates, definitely give them a listen. The singer Billy McKenzie was just one of a kind, charismatic, just an incredible vocal range. Sulk is a wild ride, and Arrogance Gave Him Up, which is the song I'm featuring, has some of that kind of flavor of some of the side 1 tracks on David Bowie's Low album, just kind of in that spirit. But Arrogance Gave Him Up, the lead track from the Associates album, Sulk. Number 9, this is the shortest one, and I said I was trying to keep everything over 3 minutes, but this one, the album that this song is on, it has 7 other songs that are under 3 minutes, so it kind of fits, and it feels like a fully completed piece of music. Pixies, from the Bossa Nova album, the opening track. Bossa Nova came out back in 1990, but the opening track is Cecilia Ann. It's kind of sort of surf rock, so a cross between the Ventures and magazines, both shot by both sides. The riff in that song really makes me think of John McGeoch's guitar part on there. Pixies, their third album, Bossa Nova, Cecilia Ann. All right, and that brings us to the concluding one. Whenever I think of instrumentals, rock instrumentals, alternative rock instrumentals, I immediately think of this one, and I almost included this on part one, but let's talk about it today. This is the song that always immediately comes to mind from the Red Hot Chili Peppers' Mother's Milk album. The song instrumental is called Pretty Little Ditty. This was an important record to me growing up as a musician, as a bass player, highly influential. Flea's melodic bass playing all over this, and he also plays trumpet on it, which gives kind of Morricone vibes. John Frusciante's Hendrixy guitar phrasing all over the place. It's beautifully arranged, and the dynamic peaks really trigger this emotional connection. For me, it's not only my favorite song from Mother's Milk, but it's also like total top tier, top 5 Red Hot Chili Peppers songs for me. All right, there you have it. So there's 10 more of my favorite instrumentals. Thank you guys for checking this one out. If you're new to the channel and have yet to subscribe, please click the subscribe button. And I look forward to reading your comments and instrumentals that you guys love. And I will talk to you next time. Bye.